I always like just, going down memory lane a little bit, walking the hallways, I went to class, seeing the championships we won.
At a place like Wheeler, there's been tons of high-level basketball players come through. You can't retire everybody's jersey, so you gotta be someone that have done some almost supernatural things.
Sharif, I think he run the G League still, right?
We're extremely proud of Isaiah. And I think it is a testament of his hard work and everything that he's done.
JB, obviously, multiple All-Stars in the league. So, it's inspirational for sure.
Georgia's it's a basketball state. Wheeler is a powerhouse, been dominant for a long time. A lot of great players who've come out of Wheeler, so me and Isaiah just add to that legacy.
3 state championships, #1 ranked player in the country, the Naismith Award. Isaiah is probably the most decorated Wheeler hooper ever. The awards is not the only reason why his number is going to go in the Raptors, but had a lot of challenges along the way, emotional roller coasters to help him, become a man. It culminated with him getting his jersey retired today.
With the 29th pick in the 2024 NBA Draft, the Utah Jazz select Isaiah Collier from the University of Southern California.
His talent is undeniable. Gets to his spots in transition. He gets into the paint, and he is a really, really strong finisher. Averaged over 16 points a game, shooting just under 50%, and his assist percentage was excellent. He's a playmaking point guard. And early on in the season, a lot of people thought he could wind up being the #1 overall pick. There's a lot of ability there with Isaiah Collier, young man from Marietta, Georgia.
Welcome back. The Jazz in Atlanta tonight to continue their long road trip as they face off against the Hawks. And Isaiah Collier is back on some familiar stomping grounds. He was a 3-time state champion here in Georgia, also the #1 high school recruit in the 2023 class.
Coming where I come from, played against, a lot of my cousins, brother, neighbors. Everybody was always older than me.
Yeah, we had a neighbor next door. We'll just say Mark. They would always be like, you feel like playing, Mr. Mark?
Zay was 6, maybe 5.
And he's how old?
Up there, for sure.
And Mark came out with the short t-shirt, the knee bands, he knew he was gonna play.
Came out there with his knee braces on, and we got after it that day.
I think Mark was probably limping for a week. He was legendary for that.
It was a fun day.
He had to play up.
Always played up.
He was the youngest, so he had no choice.
So, I got beat up on a little bit sometimes. I think that built me who I was, honestly. Helped me gain my competitive edge and just wanting to win all the time.
I tell people all the time, his best attribute wasn't how he scored or how he dribbled, it was his mind and how he saw the game. If he wanted to help his team win, he had to help his guys get open shots. Guys would be running down the floor and they're covered, and he would throw a pass that magically fell into their hands. He's always been a team guy, and I think that's one of the things that kind of separated him from kids his age, is his willingness to take chances to help his teammates be better.
He loves his teammates. He wants everybody to win, and he really loves it. He loves the game.
Coaching Isaiah in high school, it was twofold. We had kind of 2 different relationships. And the relationship that took precedent over anything else was coach and player. Uncle and nephew never really was one of those things. He didn't get any special privileges when he messed up.
I think my uncle demanded a lot of just gaining respect from the basketball court. He always threw me in the fire to the point where it was sometimes uncomfortable, but I have to adjust. That helped me a lot.
Some kids probably came in thinking that, he's a family member and, but I think not one time did Zay's commitment to the game, love of the game, not come across. I have to tell you, my husband and I had decided, if you really want this, you're gonna have to show us that you want it. I didn't think he was gonna be this serious. Like, 4:45, I was getting this on my temple come on, Ma, get up. You gotta take me to training. And he would train every single morning. And this was just like continually on and on and on. And it's like, he's gonna slow down, but he never did.
Yeah, looking at this photo, what do you think of when you look at the 2022-2023 championship?
First thing that come to mind for me at that picture there, I'm looking at Isaiah's face, and I just know the amount of emotion, the emotional roller coaster that season brought because of we lost Khalil the summer prior.
We didn't know basketball was going to be the bridge to help us get over a tragic in our family.
It was probably one of the longest years of my life, honestly. An emotional roller coaster.
He had to process losing a family, not only a family relative, but somebody that was really, really close to him.
I had lost my cousin like prior to the season, my uncle's stepson. So I mean, trying to grieve and, play basketball at the same time was, extremely hard.
Those guys were pretty close. When I say pretty close, like Khalil played basketball for me as well. And I think that was the common bond that they shared. Those guys were inseparable when it came to working out and being in the gym.
Khalil would push Isaiah when Isaiah was just like, I don't feel like it, I don't want to do this. So they were each other's strength and motivation, yeah.
I think we grew up as brothers, basically.
I think it was one of the first days that we left the house after the incident and came to school for a workout. Both of us wanted to get out of the house. I think it was one of those conversations where it's like, man, like, we got to do this for Khalil. We got to go win a state championship for Khalil. It felt like a weight was lifted off both of our shoulders. But that day in August was one that I'll never forget because I felt like we could breathe just a little bit. To see him a few short months later, August, going into a basketball season in October and in November, compartmentalize his feelings and his emotions, even though he showed them every single day. It's a testament to that kid's character. Super emotional time. I feel myself getting chills right now just talking about it.
It felt like a lot of pain, honestly. That year was extremely hard, trying to, get through. And to win it all was, emotional.
For me, it's like I could breathe. When the clock finally went off, I think all of us kind of just broke down at the same time.
And Isaiah Collier is going to have the honors of holding the ball for the last time here in the 2023 season. And Wheeler is once again the state champions, third time in 4 years.
Jay was on the floor crying. We were in the stands. I don't think there was a dry eye in the house.
He was carrying such a huge weight, trying to be strong for everyone. So I kind of helped him up off the floor and we gave a great bro hug and we just kept saying, man, we did it for Khalil. We did it for the Khalil. And I don't think it was a dry eye in the building because most of the state knew the story and the weight that it carried for not only for myself, but for Isaiah.
In that moment, it felt like we just did it. We did it for him. Staying together was, the biggest thing for us and knowing, what Khalil would have wanted for us.
We have this Live Like Khalil wristband. I think Zay wear one every day. I think he played games with it as well. So it's something we do to keep, Khalil's name alive and to remember him. And when things get a little bit tough, we always say, man, live like Khalil.
Live like Khalil means a lot to me, honestly. If it's work ethic, respecting people, it keeps me going. When I put my head down, I always see this. So, I think that helps me pick my head up. So, it's so much I can say that it means, yeah.
Basketball for our family has been the ultimate connector. Without it, we don't know where we would be. Basketball has been what have bridged us and helped us get through some tough times. And I remember games his senior year where we got 75, 80, 100 family members sitting behind our bench. traveling with us, supporting us play basketball.
Zay has a lot of people around him that are just not rooting for him, but they're examples for him. We all kind of hold on to each other, and that's what moves us all forward, because life is tough. Getting to even college was a lot.
Going out there and being with Bronny, he was excited. He knew the pressures, the extra scrutiny that was going to come to USC, but of course, he was also dealing with the grief.
The Jameses were really a great family. They would reach out if we ever needed anything. LeBron sat down with both of them, and talked about longevity. Do you really want to do this? What it's going to take. And that's how they made the decisions they did.
But it was more or less just, hey, let me focus. I want to get to the NBA. This is what I got to do.
On draft night, emotions were definitely high. It was an amazing feeling to know that he accomplished what he set out for. So he was just so determined. So that ugly cry was like, my God, he really did it.
So basketball is what brought us together. Basketball is what helped us get through some really tragic times, and basketball continued to be a strong piece of our family. Without it, we don't know where we would be right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome, we are the love, Isaiah Collier, and the Utah Jazz.
Good evening, Wheeler family. Tonight is one of those moments that reminds us why this place is special. Tonight we get to honor someone who didn't just play here, he changed here. Someone whose name will echo in this gym for generations, Isaiah Collier.
Seeing my jersey retired, honestly, it was surreal. Seeing that my name would be, hung up in the rafters forever. And, inspires to keep me going, honestly, and wanting, a lot more in my career.
Not only just to see that he made it, it's more or less like, I'm not done. I'm here, but it's so much more for me to do. This isn't it. Like, I still got work to do.
To see Zay break the Jazz franchise rookie assist record, it was something to be celebrated. Being spoken about with John Stockton and anything when it comes to basketball is huge.
What I learned through this all is honestly that I can't be, taken down, honestly. I feel like I've been through the hardest things in my life already, and nothing else could, take me down. So I continue to just strive for greatness, wanting more in my life, staying on the right path, and I won't stop until I get what I want.